Are we ready for part 2 of this very exciting series? You all better be ready, because this is gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna use this video to kind of vent my energy, direct it, channel it to you guys, because I have a folder of things that I really need to get done. And they're all things from back home, like the student loan people are like, where are you? What are you doing with your life? Where is our money? And also I have my phone contract back home, which is about to run out. Very happy that I won't have to be paying that every month. And they're like, no, we're not gonna cancel your contract. Ha ha ha. And I'm kind of in the back end of nowhere, and I've got to sort it and make international calls and top up my Skype credit. First world problems. So let's get right on with the show. So last week we spoke about things you need to do before you come to Australia, and well, as you all know, this week it's going to be things you need to do when you get to Australia. I would say first thing to do, enjoy yourself. Get over that jet lag, meet some people, settle in and have fun. You have loads of time to go and do these things that I'm going to recommend that you do. So after you've discovered Goon and had some very heavy nights and really gone and explored and enjoyed yourself, you're going to want to get yourself a SIM card. You've got your 3 big providers over here, which are Vodafone, Optus and Telstra. All come with their good and their bad. I would recommend you going with Telstra, because if you're going to come out into rural areas like I'm in now, in the middle of nowhere, then the only provider which you'll be able to get coverage with is Telstra. So head on into a shop, say you need a SIM card. It's about $30 a month. No contract, it's just you top up and you prepay every month, whatever you want. Normally the $30 one is the most popular one, so it's really that simple. And of course, you took my advice from last week and opened up your mobile phone so it will accept all SIM cards. Then the fun part comes in, where you get to go into a bank and set up your bank account. There are so many banks, and I really don't know which one is the best to go for. I'm with Commonwealth because there are so many branches everywhere. So it's really simple. You just go into the bank and say, I want to set up a bank account. They will take you in, sit you down, 10 minutes, take in your passport, set up your bank account. And also, this is something that my lovely bank manager had recommended to me, is to set up a super account. Because when you're earning money over here in Australia, you'll pay something called superannuation. Don't quite understand it, but when you work for a company, they pay your super into an account. So set up an account, because basically I think it's for pension. Like Australian residents pay their super and it goes in, they can't touch it till a certain time, and then they get the money, comes out of their tax, I believe. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, it's money. So it's going to be paid into this account, and when you leave Australia you can claim it back, which is pretty cool. It might not be thousands, but it's a few extra $100 that you didn't have before. So you're going to have your normal account and your super account. What they will also ask for is an address, but my bank manager was really cool. He's dealt with a lot of backpackers, and I said, look, I've got my hostel address here in Melbourne, but what if it doesn't come to that one? What if I move on? And sometimes they can get you to pick it up from the branch. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go online to the link that I have put down in the description box and apply for your tax file number. One thing I'm going to say is your tax file number is free. 100% free. You know, in England, when you turn a certain age, you get your national insurance number. This is pretty much like that. You don't have to get one. However, if you go to a company and you start earning a wage, then you have 28 days to give them your tax file number. After that 28 days, they will charge you the highest amount of tax, which can be around, I believe, 50%. We don't like that. No, we're not going for that one. So I'd say just get it done and out the way with. Normally, again, you've got to give them an address, because it doesn't give it to you online. So you go in, blah, 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 fill in your details, put the address, and they will send you a letter with your tax file number. But do not worry if you have moved away from that address, because like I did, I had to just call them up and say, look, after many problems, may I add, because the Australian tax office, not my best friend. We're not BFFs, not gonna lie. It took months for me to get my tax file number because they messed up royally. Anyway, if you do move address, then just give them a ring, and if it's been processed, they can give you your tax file number over the phone. Normally takes around 28 days for it to be processed. So you've got your SIM card and you've got your bank account and you've got your tax file number. All good. Now, some countries are eligible for something called Medicare. Not too sure which countries. I believe it's countries that are part of the Commonwealth. And if you ask your hostel, you ask around, or you go online, you can find a branch in the city that you're in. You go in with your visa confirmation and your passport, you sit down, you fill out some paperwork, and you get a Medicare card. Medicare card will cover you for your medical expenses for 12 months. So please note, it's for 12 months. If you extend your visa to a second year, you're not covered by Medicare. Medicare doesn't cover everything either. Australia have this weird thing in most states where you pay for an ambulance. So if something happens, like you break your leg, for example, get someone to drive you to the hospital. If you have just been hit by a truck and you are missing limbs, then pay whatever it is to get an ambulance. But I'm just making you aware of that. Medicare is pretty cool. If you need to see a doctor, some places you have to pay up front, but you can claim it back on your Medicare, and I believe you get a refund within 7 days. So that helps. You don't have to claim off your insurance back home. And the final thing is to go and enjoy yourself even more, because you've got all the boring stuff done. None of this has really cost you any money. The only thing that cost you money was your SIM card, which you had to prepay for your, 1 month of the calling, the Facebooking, the texting. So that is really all the boring admin stuff you need to do when you get here. So don't worry about doing those things before you come out here. Lots of companies, here we go again with the companies. Lots of companies will try to say, oh yeah, we'll sort out all this for you and charge you a few $100s. No, don't even bother. Just come out here, literally spend one morning, that's all it will take, and just go around, get on the internet, do all these little things, and it's done. So let me know if you're watching this video because you're planning to come out to Australia, if you're already in Australia, or whether you're just thinking about it. Let me know, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget the button below, you can subscribe and keep up to date with all my travels and get some advice. Also, there is Facebook, facebook.com/psychotraveler. Go ahead and give me that, thumbs up. Loving the thumbs up. When it pops up on the bottom little corner of my screen, I'm like, oh! Also, you can go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram, both at psychotraveler. All the links are in the description box below, and I'll see you next week. I love you!